Captain, maybe I can start with you. The trophy tour is here, has landed in Cape Town, and I'm sure you and the boys have actually had a chat about, hopefully maybe lifting this come July in England. Can you just give us your thoughts on just having the trophy in South Africa?
I'm obviously speaking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a surprise to see the trophy here today. We didn't know that this was happening. So nice to have a look at it.
You're not allowed to look at it.
Well, I'll get my opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose every team will be going to the World Cup with the same hopes of trying to win it. There's a lot of strong teams. We're certainly going with a little bit less pressure on us as a team in terms of going there with the expectations of winning it. I think it's pretty clear that England and India are probably the two favourites, but it's a nice way for us as a team to go there. I think that expectation of just going there and giving it a nice shot, and whatever happens, happens. There's a young group in our squad. The guys are excited about the opportunity. And even in the series now, there's a lot of guys still trying to find a place in that World Cup 15. So it's exciting, and we're looking forward to see what's going to be the final 15.
Yeah. Faf, as you're saying, a lot of young players in the squad. Have you had an opportunity just to share some of the World Cup experiences of what the boys can expect, maybe come May, June?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're lucky that a few guys has been to a few events. And the only difference really when it comes to ICC tournaments or World Cups and stuff like that, it's just the expectation. The expectation not just on South Africa but all countries, but especially if you're a South African team and you're travelling to a World Cup or ICC event, that's when the expectations start. The chat in the media start, even chat from opposition. So those are the things that we speak to about younger players, just what to expect, making them ready for it will be something that will be probably the first time they go through those feelings more from a mental point of view. But that's why I said for me it's really important that us as a team focus on making sure that we are as relaxed and as free as possible when it comes to playing in a tournament like that, because I suppose we've gone to tournaments in the past where we felt like we've had the strongest team, certainly on paper, but you don't win games of cricket on paper, and that's the nice thing for me us as a team now. I think when opposition look at us, we are not the strongest team on paper, but I like the fact that we're going with that mental attitude towards World Cup.
Yeah. Before I move on to Shoaib, obviously on a personal note, I'm sure it will mean a lot for you if you were to be the first South African to lift this trophy.
Yeah, it will be okay if that happens. Yeah, it will be amazing. Obviously, it happens. But for me, it's I remember going through the process of the previous World Cup, and experienced a lot of hurt going through that moment where you put so much time and energy and aspirations to try and win a trophy, and by the end of it, you absolutely shattered. So the learning for me personally is. Yes, of course, all of us badly want to win a World Cup, but whether I think or other players in the team can handle that. For me as captain, it's really important to make sure that players don't feel like they have to be supermen to try and win that tournament. They just have to go there and try and be the best they can be. I felt in the past we've been guilty of that, where you feel like on the day you need to do something special and something remarkable. And that expectation can carry a lot of weight on your shoulders. So my chats with the team has been around trying to get rid of that, trying to free them up more mentally than anything else. So hopefully that we've spoken about it a lot, and we've tried to implement certain things like that in our games that we've played over the last while. I'm hoping that will have some sort of value when it comes to the tournament.
And if I can just move over to Shoaib and just give you an opportunity just to speak on the trophy tour and just the World Cup. Obviously, you guys as Pakistan have done fairly well in the ICC tournament. What emotions and feelings do you get just seeing this trophy behind you?
Well, great feelings. It's prachtige trophy. Yes, all the teams, their goal is to win this trophy, and it comes every after 4 years. And this opportunity is for all the teams. Uh, we did well in the last Champions Trophy, which happened in England. So we had that bit of edge, and we more or less have the same side, which have been playing all over the world.
Yeah.
And but having everything said, when the World Cup, you're in the World Cup, that's when you need your key players to perform on a consistent basis, to do well in the World Cup and create opportunities to hold it
Yeah.
on the final day.
Would you say you guys being here in South Africa and playing the coaches has put you guys maybe in good stead for preparations for England?
Exactly. If you're playing against one of the best side of the world and playing their home conditions, playing competitive cricket, it's a great opportunity to getting into anything big like World Cup, and we're trying to focus giving opportunities to those players who can or whom we are thinking gonna participate in the World Cup team. And I think it's a great opportunity for all of us being in South Africa and playing some good cricket against one of the best sides.
Guys, without wasting any time, before we move on to the order of the day, which is obviously the press conference for tomorrow's game, anyone has questions regarding the World Cup trophy tour being here? Any few questions that you guys want to pose to the two skippers?
Just one question
Yeah,
to
I'll
show
just-
up. The fact that you don't play matches at home, when you do go to a tournament like the World Cup in foreign conditions, do you think that's a bit of an advantage for you guys that your players and your young players are used to playing in foreign conditions?
But if you're particularly talking about one-day format, more or less you get same sort of pitches all over the world. It's just that if you're touring to South Africa or Australia, New Zealand, England, you get some extra bounce. But that's why our cricket board, they always give us extra time wherever we're touring, particularly to these countries. So they give us like 20 to 25 days to go there and get used to of those conditions. So I think, and most of the players, they have played all over the world. They know what conditions they're going into, and I think, but still, it's good that we always get some extra days wherever we are touring from our cricket board.
Yeah, I'll take Zaire and then Nick.
Sure, just in Faf was speaking about how they've gone into tournaments as favourites and maybe not, and on paper they've not come up where they should. And in contrast, your side goes into teams and into tournaments where maybe people don't expect much of you, but you walk away with a trophy. What's the difference? How does the mindset go into the change when you play big tournaments and the way Pakistan performs in these big tournaments?
If we look at the rankings and we see the top teams, they're like, okay, they're favorites, and and some team, like last year we were like ranked 8 and we won Champions Trophy. So all the players or whoever's going to participate, their goal is to win the trophy, and I think I would say if you're a top team, of course you have extra pressure on you because expectations are high from your country and your cricket board or all over the world. But having said that, it's just that when you're going into a bigger tournament, your goal is to just give your best shot. As he mentioned, that don't want to put a lot of pressure to the players. Okay, the goal is to win this trophy, but there is a long process behind. So it's just that give confidence to your players and just tell them give your best shot. Whatever comes in your way, just try to handle that, and not much about it.
So one question. Number one, given that the tournament will be played in England in sort of May, June, different conditions, there's early summer there, how much of that goes into your thinking about your team structure now? And the second part, you spoke about the disappointment of 2015 and go back a bit further. Do you feel that this side, you said it's a young team, is perhaps free a little bit of the baggage from those tournaments, those previous tournaments?
I'll answer the second part first. I think no matter how young or old you are, because I can speak from a personal preference, personal reference, going 2011 to my first tournament, you go in as this youngster not knowing about all what's happened before you. But as soon as you get to that stage, you certainly get to know about it then. So whether you walk to the media every day, that's all people speak about, or when you play against opposition, they'll bring it up. So that does happen. So whether you're young or old, when you get to the tournament, that's going to be there. That's a fact. For me, the thing now is making players aware of it, and giving them ways of understanding it, dealing with it, perhaps even mentally preparing for it, because when they do get there, then that it's not a surprise for them. And hopefully, by gearing up the last year or so, because we've been focusing on different aspects of that for a long time now, hopefully when it gets to that, we'll be managing those situations a little bit better than we've done in the past. We've played some really good cricket in the tournaments in the past, but we've always had little moments in the game where pressure just got the most of us. And for me, that's about how do you fix that, how do you deal with it, how do you cope with it. And I hope that by talking to players, by giving them a howl of getting out of it, perhaps when you get there, they'll do that better. And the first part was?
Just the conditions.
Oh, the conditions. I think most teams, if you look at the teams that will probably challenge the trophy, they will have very good bowling attacks. They proved that 2 years ago in the ICC trophy and the Champions League when they bowled really well. They've got two good spinners and a good seam attack. So I think generally if you've got a bowling attack that can get wickets, then you can put yourself there and thereabouts. Obviously there's a lot of teams that do have that. India's got a really good bowling attack at the moment. They're bowling teams out consistently. And I think if we have a full strength team, we also have a very good bowling attack. At the moment we're missing Lungi. Lungi has not been part of the one-day squad against them. I feel that if you have Lungi and Dale and KG together, it makes our bowling attack a lot stronger, more wicket takers. And that's what winning white ball cricket is about, is getting those. So the conditions, I don't think so much. My planning is not, or the coach or the selector's planning is not so much about the conditions, because whether the ball's swinging around or nipping, it's about the personnel that you have. So hopefully your personnel is all there. I think generally in all the teams, if you take one very good fast bowler out of their team, it leaves a bit of a hole. If I can look at someone like Bumrah playing for India at the moment, similar thing. He's an absolute machine, wicket taker. I mean, they're doing well with Freddie getting wickets up front with a new ball. So as long as you have personnel that can do it, I reckon you've got a good shot.
Crystal, do you want to take the last one?
Seeing the trophy, does it make it more real that the World Cup's just 13 weeks away?
Mm.
And are you superstitious at all? As in, you'll only touch it when you win.
Not superstitious. Oh, it's great to see it. Very good question. The fact that obviously we've been talking a lot about the World Cup for a very long time, and a lot of planning, a lot of players getting tested, and opportunities over the last while. So for a very long period of time, we've made sure that our focus was always forward thinking, in terms of getting younger players experience. Possibly at the time you'd say like it's not the right selection to make, but we're always forward thinking. And now it's obviously becoming a lot closer, so that forward thinking looks like it's not too far away. And I know it's going to happen very quickly. You finish this series, Sri Lanka's quickly, and then we're off to IPL, and then it starts. So it's close enough now to start getting excited about it. Certainly for me, I'm very excited about the tournament.
Guys, since we're moving to midterm ODI, which take place tomorrow, can I kindly ask all the questions come to Shoaib, and then once he's done, we can